Deer Squad, the movie, because of Deer Squad, the video on YouTube, which everybody saw. This guy, Kelvin, is a deer whisperer.
Okay, no, so we've got with us Kelvin Pena.
Yes.
Then we have three directors. Pipus, is it Pipus? Pipus Larson, Kenneth Gugg, and Scott Ross. Why do we have one actor and three directors here?
And where are the deer?
And Carrie seems to know what's going on here.
So, I don't know how long ago it was. I just saw the video about 3 or 4 months ago. This guy, for some reason, deer just walk right up to him. They're not afraid of him. And so he gets his camera. And
I just saw some out the window a little while ago. I'm not kidding.
I mean, you should take him up in the hills and see if you can get him to do his thing.
It's a good thing I brought nice nutritional snacks for him.
That's right.
I always got him on deck.
But for some reason, and this guy, he's got, a couple of dozen, I think, videos of you and deer. And they're not afraid of you. They just come right up and they...
When did you discover this magical talent you have?
I discovered this magical talent on July 28th. I didn't see it as a magical talent. I just saw a nice little buck sitting in my backyard, and I saw my pantry, nice little snacks, and I felt like he had to eat good.
What are these snacks that the deer like?
Yeah, what's the
so
secret?
much?
Well, at first, it just started off with one apple, a couple of crackers, and a loaf of bread. First, I just rolled him the apple, because, I'm not just going to walk up to him. It's the first time I ever saw him. I didn't want him to attack me.
You were respectful.
Yeah, I respected him. You definitely got to... First things first, you got to respect them. They respect me. I respect them. I knew if I wanted to build a friendship with him, I had to respect them. So I rolled him the apple. He looked at that apple. He took a bite out of that apple. Then he looked at me in my eyes. And I looked back. And then he licked his nose a little bit.
Yeah.
But then he realized, he's like, this dude has nice snacks. He respected me. So why shouldn't we be friends?
He had big rack of antlers.
Yeah.
Because he could hurt you, right?
Yeah, he could. But, why would you hurt somebody that gives you free food?
Sure.
Definitely.
So he went and told his friends, obviously.
He told his whole fam.
Where did this take place, Kelvin? Where do you live?
East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I lived in Pennsylvania. You think we have deer here.
Yeah, Pennsylvania's got
My
speed.
God, it's lousy with deer in Pennsylvania.
So you three...
Don't talk so ill of the deer, Bill. These are his friends.
No, I wasn't being... It's
You
lousy
should
with
You
deer.
should say, lucky you live in a place with
That's
many
lousy with deer.
So now you three, watching on YouTube, I'm trying to figure out how you go, we need to make a movie about this guy.
How did this happen?
Yeah, well, I ended up seeing an article about him on the internet, and then we saw a bunch of videos popping up about him. And we live in Philadelphia, so it's only 2 hours away from Stroudsburg. So we just emailed him right away. And actually the email was titled in all caps, Ballin Award-winning deer documentary. And it turned out to be pretty funny, I think.
So the three of you directed this one documentary about Kelvin and his talents. Yeah.
His friends.
And his friends.
Yeah, we work as a filmmaking team. We share all the roles equally. It's not quite and it's only the three of us generally who work on our films.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Kelvin. You're dressed kind of like a deer hunter. Do you? He's wearing the deer, the plaid,
red and black checker.
Plaid, the traditional kind of Elmer Fudd deer hunting kind of. So have you ever thought of using your talent for evil?
I have never thought about using my talent for evil. I'm a very positive person.
Good.
Positive vibes all times. I like helping people out, and I like making sure everybody eats.
I mean, it's because
I like somebody that snacks are important.
Yeah.
Snacks are a priority.
If you roll her an apple, she'll lick her nose and then give you a look. I've seen her do it. Just roll her an apple and see.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw, but yeah, Kelvin started a philanthropic organization called Everybody Eats.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us about that, Kelvin.
All right, so after getting all this internet fame and I was making a good amount of money, I was like, man, these videos really make people feel good. Everybody's comments were, "Wow, these videos are so pure. I love this guy." It was rarely any negative comments. You know, only negative comments be like, "You shouldn't feed him powdered donuts." But you know, I stopped doing that. That's all I had in my house.
Yeah, and then he started feeding them organic, freshly cut fruit.
Yeah, yeah. So I realized like the message everybody eats is not just like, it wasn't just like a funny meme type thing. It definitely relates to a lot. Like not just literally just feeding people, but it's like literally if I have, let's say I got $1 and my brother has none, then we got 50 cents. You know, it's like everybody eats. So I definitely wanted to use this platform to turn it into something positive. I was always heavily involved in organizations when I was in high school. I just graduated from high school. I was always involved in community service. I was the leader of my swim team. So I was like, man, I'm going to make a difference in my community that I just moved to. I know I can. I used to drive by, to go to my college, I drive by my local food pantry, and I see people lined up every Tuesday outside, you know, hungry, it's cold outside. I'm like, I'm going to help them out. So I literally just took action. I let my dad know. I was like, hey, Dad, hook me up with your accountant ASAP. I'm starting a nonprofit. Whatever help I get. I know a lot of cool people now. I'm sure they will love to help out. So we're going to make a difference. And Thanksgiving, I went to the food pantry. I walked in there with a piece of paper. As the people were getting their food, I asked them, hey, do you have a Thanksgiving meal this year? You know? And then some of them will say no. So I just took down their address. I wrote it down. I wrote down their names. I was like, well, don't worry about that. I'm pulling up with the nice, delicious food for you and your family to cook to have it in time for Thanksgiving. So we were able to donate over 150 turkeys to all the churches around. And I was able to do at least 35 individual, like myself, me and my family went to go deliver Thanksgiving meals, like everything you need, like the turkey, the mac and cheese, not cooked, so they can cook it themselves, spend it with their family, and have the whole Thanksgiving holiday feeling.
No venison.
No venison.
venison.
No.
No venison. No venison. Well, I think that's really remarkable. It's Deer Squad, the movie, and it's amazing out of something as simple as a guy feeding a deer one day. You know, what can come out of that? Charity and
I'm going to start rolling apples at things and see if stuff happens.
Why don't you do that? Somebody get her an apple, Gina. There's a door over there.
Kelvin, are you here the whole week?
I'm here until Tuesday morning.
Who's going to feed the deer?
Well, you'd be surprised. There'd be people in my neighborhood sending me pictures like, oh, Deer Squad's at my house. Like, I'm like, oh, snap. Like, one time I was on Instagram, and I was going through my DMs, and I literally saw, like, this dude had a whole bunch of deer in front of his house, but I realized that the middle one was Canela, like my favorite deer, the one that she lets me pet her.
Oh, you
she lets me hug her.
recognize her,
I
yeah.
recognized her. I was like, bro, do you live in Penn Estates? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, bro, you feeding my deer. So there's people out there that definitely feed the deer. My
Oh, that's
family
good.
feeds the deer. And my cousin, he lives right around the corner, Ken Polo. Shout out to my cousin Ken Polo. He feeds the deer for sure.
Oh, good.
Also, shout out to Super Deluxe for putting out the film and helping us get here to Sundance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I hope the film is as big a success as just the videos were. I think you found a great subject, you guys, and you found a charismatic topic, and way to go! It's really terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As of this recording, you haven't had your premiere yet. That's Monday, 5:30 here at the Egyptian Theater. It's going to be exciting.
Deer Squad, the movie. Kelvin Pena is the Deer Whisperer. Scott Ross, Kenneth Gugg, and Pipus Larson. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Deer Squad, the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.